Hello, Ederson Oliveira here for the Solo Coder. Today I'll be talking about when I dropped the ball. So, when I drop the ball with a client, that's what I'm talking about here. When you drop the ball with a client, what you have to do, what options you have out there. So, I tend to think that there are two main places that you can drop the ball as a solo coder with a client. Either you underestimate the scope of a project, and now you have to get back to them and say, hey, this is not exactly what I thought this would be. It's much bigger, it's a different scope, it has a different scope as compared to what I planned for, or you missed the deadline. Those are usually the two big ones. If you have a different one, let me know. But those are the two ones that I see more prominently. So I'll bring it back to me. Just a few weeks ago, with a very recent client, I've dropped the ball on underestimating a certain aspect of the project. The project had a video player, which I really underestimate the amount of effort that would need to go on to skin, to theme that player. So again, I dropped the ball. What do you do once you drop the ball? And by the way, it's not if you drop the ball, it's really when you drop the ball. Because if you're doing your solo career long enough, you will come across situations that, hey, we drop the ball. Again, it's just human. I mean, you're human, humans are flawed, and that will happen. It doesn't matter how good you are, how expert you are. It doesn't matter. It will happen eventually. So my point here is what to do once that happens. My first recommendation, which is what I do, is own it. Make sure that you communicate to the client that, hey, I did this mistake. I underestimated the project. The timeline will be a little bit longer. Give them a call. Tell them that. Don't explain a hard situation, a potential conflicting situation like that. Don't try to explain that via emails. Don't try, building a long email. Just pick up the phone, have a Skype call, have a GoToMeeting call, and explain that to him, ideally eye to eye, if not just over the phone. But pick up the phone and talk to them. Things that you should not be doing. You should not be hiding. You should not be trying to not letting them know and just dragging the project over and over if it's already if the deadline it has already come. Don't go silent there. Don't try to hide. Just go explicit to the client and say, hey, this is what is happening. I am a big fan. If the poo-poo was too big, I'm a big fan of giving an easy way out to the client. This may or may not be possible to you or even to me, but I like to give them the option, say, hey, you know what, I dropped the ball here. Do you want your money back? Yes or no? Just an easy way out. You disarm the client when you do something like this. You own the problem, it's your fault, and you are offering their money back. Again, you completely disarm them. There's no longer a conflict here. It's just they have two options here. And this will go a little bit, you may not have heard about that, but there is something called the Karpman's triangle, which is in a conflicting situation, each person can take three potential roles of the victim, the rescuer, or the persecutor. So you are taking the role of a victim here. In a way, I mean, it's poor me, you are ashamed, you blame yourself, and you're telling that to your clients. They have two options. They can either be the persecutor that will say, yes, it's your fault, and I'm mad, and go in a battle with you, which it's very unlikely, to be honest with you. I've never gone through that, and I said sorry a few times for clients already. Or they can take the other role of the rescuer. You know what? Okay, I get it. You made a mistake. That's fine. Let's move on. Let's carry on. Let's amend. What are you proposing to fix the problem? And again, there are different ways you can. If you underestimate, maybe you can take a cut on the overcharge. If you are late in a delivery, set another time frame that is reasonable. Now, over time, you will understand that the more you communicate to the client during the process, the project, the less will happen, the less probable will happen that you will find a situation where you missed a deadline because you carried on with your client throughout the entire process, and hopefully you are doing a little bit more towards the agile type of development, where you have smaller deliverables to give them every 2 weeks, every week, so you don't get to a failed deadline that often. But again, that will go over with experience and time and over communicating with your clients. So that's pretty much it. End of ramble. I dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. Question: can you tell us a situation where you dropped the ball? What have you done about that? What was the outcome? Tell us. Comment on the Slack group. Comment in the video comments below as well. That's it for now. Thank you very much and bye.